Hello there, fellow Whovians, and welcome to another Doctor Who Big Finish CD review. This time I should be taking a look at the War Doctor, Only the Monstrous. This is the first of 4 volumes featuring the War Doctor, and it stars Sir John Hurt as the title character. This is the first time that we ever got the War Doctor in Big Finish after his appearance in the 50th anniversary, and as you can see on the front cover, there's a whole lot of things going on here. You've got John Hurt there, and you've got Daleks, you've got weapons of war, you've got destruction, you've got soldiers. Everything is going on this front cover, and it looks absolutely spectacular. Really great front cover, and I really love the fact how we have this little frame around the front cover, almost like it's a chronicle. This is like the chronicles of the War Doctor. We also have Jacqueline Pearce coming into this as a Time Lady, Lystra. She becomes a big character throughout this series. This is the first volume of this series, of course. If you just turn this around, you can see here is the spine with the John Pertwee, Paul McGann logo, which was used just after the 50th anniversary for these Big Finish releases. And it tells you in detail what this is. It's the War Doctor, Only the Monstrous. At the bottom, Big Finish Wheel of Stories. This is release number 1, and there you have the War Doctor, and John Hurt is looking well concerned, as if he's about to get blown up by Daleks. Here we have the back, and I really love this detailing in the background as well, almost like it's a livery effect, so it's like an ancient Time Lord scroll. I don't know. I guess you can make out what you want from this. It could be part of a book or whatever, or like I said, it could be part of Chronicles. And here you have more detail about what this set is all about, so I'll just give you a closer look. So if you want to pause the video now, you can do so. And it tells you the titles of the 3 stories in this set. So we have The Innocent, The Thouand Worlds, and finally The Heart of the Battle. Here is your individual spines. Part 1 of the set is The Innocent, which is an absolutely fantastic way to start this whole series off. As you can see on the front cover, there's a whole lot of things going on. You've got like a time rift coming in here, you've got missiles coming in, you've got a bloody boat going into the sky, you've got the War Doctor holding his sonic screwdriver, and you even have this character who is sort of the companion, you could argue, for this set. It depends on how you interpret it from this. What I like on this is how we have the War Doctor as if he had his own title sequence, and what is interesting is you have explosions behind him, but you also have something which is reminiscent of the 3rd Doctor's opening title sequence. We turn it around, you have detail about what The Innocent is all about. It tells you the runtime. The runtime for this is 80 minutes, believe it or not. And if we just have a look inside, you have your cast list here, and you have your disc. If we just pop the disc out, you have an advertisement for the 10th Doctor Adventures starring David Tennant and Catherine Tate. You can check out my reviews of all of those stories. There's also a ton of stuff inside this leaflet, such as behind the scenes photos and why Big Finish decided to make this, and I'm really glad that they decided to make this. Here is the Thouand Worlds with a ton of Daleks. The War Doctor just looks like he's just had enough of seeing these guys for like the millionth time. You've got like a giant drill going on here as well, which looks really interesting. Really great artwork overall. Almost looks like it's part of a factory, which I think is very fitting if you listen to this story very closely. Once again, you have the explosions here, and you have the 3rd Doctor's title sequence, but this time it's in green. And here we have the back of the disc. Again, says that this disc is running at 80 minutes. Here you have your leaflet, and here you have the seal of Rassilon. It looks absolutely ruined. Oh my god! And here you have the disc. Pop the disc out. What we're going to get an ad for. Oh, it's the Diary of River Song, Series 1. starring Alex Kingston as River Song, and we also have Paul McGann popping in as the 8th Doctor. How exciting! Finally, it's the heart of the battle, which once again shows a hell of a lot of stuff going on. Loads of Daleks, explosions. You've got Alystra taking centre stage there, along with holograms of a Dalek and the War Doctor still looking pretty fed up of all of this stuff. He just wants to get on with his life. He's had enough at this point. And here you have, once again, the Doctor with explosions, along with a title sequence in blue. And it looks like he's about to get drilled by something just there. We turn this around. You have the plot synopsis for this. Tells you that this is 80 minutes yet again. And inside you have all your production credits, everyone who worked on this, all the brilliant minds behind this set. And you have 2 discs inside this case, so you have the heart of the battle itself. And then, if I just do a little bit of jiggery-pokery, here you have your bonus disc. And here you have, coming soon, for Volume 2, Infernal Devices. So now it's the juicy bit of this video, the bit that a lot of people have been waiting for. Unless, of course, you have clicked away from this, and if you have, and then come back later, then shame on you. So, I have to say this right off the bat. The War Doctor, only the Monstrous, is not good. It's excellent. I had you to go in there, didn't I? I bet some of you were thinking, what? He doesn't like this? No. Far from it. I think this is an absolutely astounding piece of work. It's a great introduction for the War Doctor in the Big Finish universe. John Hurt, my God, what an actor this guy was. It just proves it here. He absolutely nails the character here. He nailed it in The Day of Doctor as well, but just on the audio format, he has that voice. He's got a distinctive voice. You know who he is. And the characterization of this Doctor, it shows that he's not a Doctor. He doesn't like being called the Doctor. He hates being called the Doctor. He's done with all of that. All of those adventures through time and space, it's done. Those days are over. This is a warrior. He's had enough because he's been doing it for centuries. It's been implied in the TV series and I guess in the Big Finish audios that this incarnation has lived for quite a number of centuries. Therefore, of course he's going to be absolutely pissed off with seeing Daleks all the time. Of course he's going to be pissed off with Time Lords overruling him all the time, intervening, taking him out of his own time and then asking him to do all the dirty work. It's absolutely remarkable what this set achieves in just these 3 stories. The Innocent is an absolute blast. What a great way to start this off. One of the greatest introductions to a Doctor on Big Finish. Of course, most of the Doctors have played a part on Big Finish now, and it more or less comes as a second nature to them. But I think for a first time, they may be a little bit rusty. Well, you'd presume so. John Hurt, though, this is one of the greatest debuts, and I think that is just due to the fact that John Hurt is just great. He's just amazing. He's a legend. The supporting cast are also really great in this. Of course, you've got Jacqueline Pearce in there. You've got the companion type character. Yeah, he's very reluctant about taking her along with him in this whole journey. But I really do like how he has that dynamic with all the characters and how they all refer to him as this person who is a good man, who is trying to save everyone, but he just doesn't believe that anymore. This incarnation is very different from all the other incarnations that we've had before or since. But despite that, you can still sense a little bit that this is still, deep down, at heart, the same character that many people have grown to love. Of course, the other big standout about this is Daleks. If you love your Dalek history, then there is a whole lot of references coming your way in this, particularly from the classic series, without spoiling too much. I like what is done here with the Daleks. They're not necessarily a big presence at first. They're looming in the background, but they don't really feature that heavily until much later on in the second and third stories in this trilogy. I wouldn't say that the Daleks are the best thing about this set. I think the reason why this set is so great is because of John Hurt and because of the fantastic writing for these stories. What gets done with the War Doctor here is very interesting, and it is well worth investing your time. It just shows an example of all the hardships that this guy had to go through this huge part of his life. It lasted centuries. This is just a tiny fragment of all the stuff that goes on in the Time War. The themes surrounding war, loss and destruction are heavily highlighted here. Another thing I really like is the title of the set, as we really get the true meaning of Only the Monstrous at the very end of this set. To wrap things up, I'd say this is absolutely essential to anyone who wants to get into Big Finish. This is a must listen. It is easily one of the best things that Big Finish has ever done. What a great way to start off your series with the War Doctor. Phenomenal directing, phenomenal writing, phenomenal sound design, and most of all, phenomenal acting. Thank you very much for watching this Big Finish review. Take care, stay tuned for many more, and I shall see you in the next one.